And now, live from the Good Beans Cafe in Flint, Michigan, it's Creative Alliance presents Creative Collaboration Night Open Mic with our host, Matt D. Yay!
Hey everybody, I'm Matt D. Welcome to Creative Alliance Collaboration Night. Man, I am grateful for every butt that's in a chair right now. Thank you guys for coming out. This is awesome. This thing's been going on 12 years strong, and I hope it's got a lot more years left. It just keeps getting better and better. We're going to get a whole new wave. 2019 is going to be a good year. I am not jinxing it by saying that. So, to kick this off, you know, one thing I want to address is kind of the inherent vulnerability that is within every artist. I mean, it takes some guts to get up on the stage and actually say something that you wrote in private, your deepest feelings, turned into paper and strokes, whether you're a painter, whether you're a songwriter, whether you're a poet, whether you're a novelist, whether you're a historian. Whatever it is that drives you to create, to get up there and share and put it for the masses to see. It can be exhilarating, horrifying, and even a little dangerous if you have a fragile psyche. But I often find that those are some of the best creators that I've ever seen, or heard, or, just met. So, got a little story for this opening piece that I want to kick this off with tonight. I rented a room in Muskegon. It was actually a lot more like, the word is hell, but they call it Muskegon. And I rented this room, and in the bowels of this closet, I found a poetry book. Most unexpected. And I ended up flipping through it, and it was from a guy named Tony B. That's all he signed his work as. And I'm really glad I found it. This is something that I felt was good enough to share tonight, all right? It's called Straight from the Heart. I'm not good at conversation and worse at talking on the phone. I never learned to be a rapper. Seems I spent too much time alone. But one thing I am is honest, and that plays a major part. To start a true relationship, you must come straight from the heart. I don't like to hurt one's feelings because my feelings hurt quite fast. I look at the beauty of the future and stay far away from my troubled past. Why bring up things of yesterday when tomorrow is a brand new start? Remember, each day is a blessing, and take it straight from the heart. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I don't know where that Tony B is, but he knows how to use a pen. So our first act tonight. Our own Flint local historian. We're actually very lucky to have him. This man does a lot of research. He actually gives a crap about the place that he lives, this amazing cursed earth that we live on called Flint. I love it. I have lived everywhere else, well, a lot of other places else, but whatever. Gary Flinn, our local gem and historian treasure. Take the mic.
Thank you, Mike, and as you look to, I do give a damn about this town. And I'm now working on my third book, which will be titled Lost Flint. So I'm doing research. I've been writing some little slivers, I should say, that I am inspired to write or come up with. And I'm going to do a sliver in just a moment, but first, as part of my research, I'm rereading a book that Andy Highsmith wrote called Demolition Means Progress. And he was at a book signing and presentation, and I have a signed copy of the book from him. I'll let Jennie zoom in on the page.
Yeah.
And give her a close-up of the cover, too.
Okay.
Okay. And now I'll read the little sliver of a draft of a portion of the book where I talk about lost media. And I'll talk about four significant radio stations that are not anymore, at least not in the form that it became famous for. So I'll do the four radio stations in the order that they first went on the air. Flint's pioneering radio station was WFDF, which first went on the air in 1922 as WEAA and changed its call letters to the initials of the station's founder, Frank D. Fallon, in 1925. I gave the full story of this pioneering radio station in my first book, Remembering Flint, Michigan. In 2002, the station's owner at that time, Cumulus Media, received an offer from the ABC Inc. unit of the Walt Disney Company that it could not refuse, and WFDF was sold for $3 million. It became the Southeast Michigan outlet for Radio Disney and increased the station's range by buying another station near Toledo, Ohio, and taking it off the air in order to expand its signal and move the station to the Detroit area, where the city license moved to the Detroit suburb of Farmington Hills. But then in 2014, Radio Disney changed its focus to streaming audio via the internet and sold most of its stations, including WFDF. Currently owned by Adele Broadcasting and based in the Detroit suburb of Southfield, the station can still be received in Flint and has an urban talk format, calling itself the 910 AM Superstation. The second radio station to go on the air in Flint became the station that brought rock and roll music to Flint. WTAC, the Big 600, first went on the air in 1946, co-founded by George W. Trendle, creator of The Lone Ranger, and H. Allen Campbell. The original callers were WTCB, standing for Trendle Campbell Broadcasting. The company briefly operated a TV station in 1953-54, which failed, WTAC TV on Channel 16. In 1956, the station brought rock and roll to Flint with a top 40 format that served the station for decades until the rise of FM radio. That led to the station's decline by the end of the 1970s. It changed its format to country music in 1980, but that was not successful. The station's last hurrah came when it was sold and evolved into a talkin' oldie station saying, "We Tack is back." One of the talk shows developed a following, hosted by Estelle Kaufman, wife of co-owner Dr. Benjamin Kaufman, and mother-in-law of co-owner, former radio newscaster, attorney, and future Genesee County prosecutor David Layton. Called Estelle and Friends, it was very funny, interesting, and a bit offbeat. She played songs from the 1940s and 50s between guests, but competition for a standalone AM station is tough with FM stations receiving higher ratings. In 1989, the station was sold and adopted a Christian format, eventually changing its callers to WSNL. The real estate the station's four-tower array was located in Grand Blanc Township on Center Road south of Hill Road became very valuable. So in 2003, the land was sold and 3 of the 4 towers were taken down. The station operated at reduced power with the remaining tower, while a new 4-tower array was built in Gaines Township next to the old Berlin and ferrotoxic waste site. When the new transmitting facilities became operational, the remaining tower went down, and the Grand Blanc site is today the Cambridge Park condominium development. The Flint Board of Education put FM radio station WFBE on the air on October 5th, 1953. It provided in-school educational programs for students in the Flint schools. One of the programs WFBE produced won the Governor George Foster Peabody Award in 1970. The following year, WFBE began to receive funding from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, allowing the station to broadcast from 6 a.m. to midnight. The station, during most of its existence as a public radio station, operated from studios and offices in the lower level of Flint Central High School. Unlike most educational radio stations, WFBE operated on a commercial frequency at 95.1 megahertz. Over time, the station was able, through fundraising, to upgrade its facilities. In the late 1970s, it began broadcasting in stereo, then increased its power. It eventually increased its effective radiated power to the maximum allowed. But the Flint School's financial problems led to the Flint Board of Education selling WFBE to a commercial operator for $7 million in 1997. It became a country music station, which it still is today, calling itself Nash FM. WWCK-FM began broadcasting in 1964 as WMRP-FM, the sister station of WMRP AM 1570, which is now WWCK AM. 105 FM, 105.5 FM, was originally owned by Methodist Radio Parish with a religious and middle-of-the-road music format. The two stations simulcasted until new regulations led to separate programming. The FM station then played top 40 music. But when the FM station began broadcasting in stereo, the engineer had trouble modifying the master control console, so the stereo signal was turned off when music was not played, and the stereo signal was turned down when the music resumed. The stations were sold in 1971 when the United Methodist Church withdrew its support. The new owners changed the callers of both stations. While the AM station had different calls over the years, the FM station's WWCK remained constant. It originally had top 40 music during the day and a rock music format at night. In 1975, the station was sold and the FM station switched to an album-oriented rock format full-time. The station, after a couple of years of tweaking the format, it developed into a ratings powerhouse, enjoying high ratings for several years and becoming widely noticed nationally. One program, Buffalo Dick's Radio Ranch, went into national syndication. On Sunday mornings, Michael Moore of future Roger and Me fame hosted Radio Free Flint. But competition on both sides of the musical spectrum cut into ratings in the late 1980s when WIOG's top music format and Cars won away with adult contemporary music. So in 1988, the station was sold and new owners switched to top 40 music as CK 105.5. Despite protests from listeners, the station garnered higher ratings, but the national profile was gone. A documentary released on the internet gave the story of 105 FM, Flint's Best Rock. And you can go on Google to find out where it is so you can see it for yourself. I've also wrote something about Channel 28, which was Flint's PBS station until it went off the air last year permanently. And the Flint Journal, which stopped being a daily paper, wound up being 4 issues a week paper. But due to time limitations, I'll stop right here. And
Thank you.
I thank you very much.
I love it, I love it, I love it. That's great. You know, if you want to know the truth about a thing, go to its source, okay? And this man's digging deeper than anybody else I've ever met to understand, you know, the pieces as to why things are the way they are now. And that's important, okay? So, all right, segue non sequitur. We're about to get some music, and I'm gonna spit a poem by one of my favorite classical poets, William Blake. And it's called The Voice of the Ancient Bard. Youth of delight, come hither and see the opening morn. Image of truth newborn. Doubt is fled and clouds of reason, dark disputes and artful teasing. Folly is the endless maze, tangled roots perplex her ways. How many have fallen there? They stumble all night over bones of the dead and feel they know not what but care, and wish to lead others when they should be led. On that note, I want to bring up a transplant to Flint, somebody from Iowa, birthplace of James T. Kirk, and a lot of corn. But this man he's for all I've known since he's been in Flint, he's been nothing but useful and nothing but helpful. Please welcome to the stage, Tom Allen.
For just about this time of year, which I wrote a number of years ago, it goes like this. Spring is here, it's almost summer, winter is gone, that was a bummer. I like the rain and the apple tree, I like you and you like me. I just love to play in the mud, I just love to kiss your face. I just love it when you just love it, life is yours and mine. I just love to play in the sand, I love you when you feel bad. Do you love me when I feel sad? When you feel better, I feel glad. Life is yours and mine. I just love to play in the sand, squeeze your hand and dance to the band. Squeeze your hand and take my stand. Life is yours and life is mine. All right, another one for a spring day. And by the way, Jeremy Facknitz is joining me on Friday night here. I hope you feel all well, bound and obligated and totally enthusiastic to come, because Jeremy is a fantastic songwriter and a wonderful guy. And he and I got acquainted when he did a gig here about 3 years ago. I bought his CD, one of them, and 6 months later I listened to it and said, this stuff is really good. And I contacted him, he's out in Colorado Springs, and so I went out there a couple years ago touring, and we did a gig together out there. So, let's see, let's do this, yeah. And, oh no, this should be, oh, I see, here we go, let's get a little, let's see.
Just give me a second.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead. Yes, that's what we need.
Tune a little bit. He's gonna bring his 5-year-old daughter in here.
Oh, nice.
And since this is, have you guys seen these great T-shirts that Ken had made up? The G-Spot? Have you seen these things? This is the G-Spot. Good Beans starts with a G, right? So this is the G-Spot. So I've got a little bit of G-rated G-Spot music for his little girl. Yeah, it's pretty nice. We're gonna get cover as many bases as possible. Okay, so this is a spring day song. Isn't that nice? Ain't that sweet? Hey, the day is underway. Why don't we go out and play? Hi, the sun is in the sky. Everything's shaking, why don't I? Jay is calling, Wren is chirping, Robin answers from a tree. Porcupines are poking people, snakes are sliding, why don't we? Buds are popping, buddies are hopping, nothing's stopping you and me. Brook is flowing, wind is blowing, I'm a-going up to sea. Hey, the day is underway, why don't we go out and play? Hi, the sun is in the sky, everything's shaking, why don't I?
Like those porcupines poking.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of political commentary in there, you know, the porcupines are poking the people and snakes are sliding, but why don't we? So, this is a little G-rated for the G-spot for the G-rated audience. Okay, this is called "A Little Less Abstract Is My Desire for You," and it's written for the little girl in the grown-up woman. It goes like this. A little less abstract is my desire for you. There's mischief in my heart as I inquire for you. Out in my backyard I built a pyre for you. Won't you like to come along to tea? I have a friend who lives in Colorado, in the Chinook Valley where the winds blow, blow. When they blow, his wife out in the yard does go, and says to them, go, God, go. Listen to me, sweetie, as I sing to you. Never would I ever do a thing to you. All I wanna do is give a wing to you, to help you get from you to me to you. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle is the song I sing. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle goes the rain in spring. Listen to the tinkle sprinkle down on you. Why? Because, sweetie, I love you. Thank you very much. This next one is a song. A lot of these things have little messages tucked in, like the porcupines are poking people, and this one has something about. This is written about the subway in Chicago, and I don't know if you've ever been on the L. It goes up above the ground and goes down into the tunnels, It used to make a tremendous racket until they changed the wheels. They put rubber on them or something, but it made a tremendous racket. So this is a little train written on a holiday when there were only 2 cars in the subway because there were no commuters out there. And so you get a little train in a kind of an anthropomorphic little, that's like people, right? Okay, here we go. Little tiny train, you disappeared and came again. You make a rolling racket and you wobble like a gander, then you slide into a tunnel just like honey in a funnel. Little train, little tiny train, your loss is everybody's gain. You never stay located, but the people would have hated if they paid their dimes and nickels and sat down and stayed like pickles in a jar. Little tiny train, did they take you from your mother? You were 6 cars yesterday and you're only 2 today. You better eat your spinach because if you don't, you finish, little train. Little tiny train, did they take you from your mother? You were 6 cars yesterday and you're only 2 today. You better eat your spinach because if you don't, you finish, little train. Okay, well, everybody come on over on Friday night. We're going to have a really good time. He's got a tremendous sense of humor, really excellent guitar style. His name is Jeremy Facknitz. I'm Tom Allen. He grew up in Holly, and now he lives in Colorado Springs, Colorado, with his wife and family, and his little girl's going to be here. So some tremendous songwriting. Hope to see you on Friday night. Cheap at half the price, right? And we've already sold, I think, 6 advance tickets, so better get here for the doorbuster because, you know, otherwise it'll be so crowded you can't get in, so. All right.
Thanks. Just make sure you got a plug for it.
Oh, that's such a great idea. I heard a story the other day, a guy who pumped his gas and drove away with the gas thing still hanging out the back of his car, and he got down the street for a while. He thought, oh no, kidding, they're gonna make me pay $22,000 for this, and it turns out that it's made to come off because people do that from time to time. Thank you.
Yes.
The painting and the money.
Oh, that was wonderful. I mean, I feel like I just got to see Fred Rogers and Woody Guthrie in some kind of hybrid performance. Excellent, sir. Thank you very much. Quick announcement. This blue canvas, anyone can throw down on that. Whatever imagination you've got stirring, you can just like spread all over that. Have fun with it.
Yeah, there's paintbrushes there.
We've got merch up here, all local, and local, I'm gonna say local with a capital L, especially with who's about to come up. When I say local artist, okay, I mean there's like local artists, there's local activists, you know, local producer, creator. This woman is a shining star in our community, okay? Like, okay, I ran into her at Flint Comic-Con, which, hashtag Flint Comic-Con, support it, love it. Rest in peace, Flint Comics. But, with an X. But, I ran into her, and, you know, happy to see her as usual, just kind of like, hey, what's up, what are you into? And she's getting autographs and throwing money at local artists, looking at everybody who had a booth there, and is like on a mission to just like seek these people out and support them. And I'm standing there with Suicide Squad and Batwoman in my hand, and I'm just kind of like, ooh, you got me, you're awesome. So she's got a book which is also for sale. I believe it's going for $10. And yes, that is only $10, right?
Yeah.
Right, come on,
$10.
I did it for y'all because I know, you know. All right, anyway, and before she comes up, I'm gonna throw out a word from Shel Silverstein from his ABZs. O is for Oz. Do you want to visit the wonderful far-off land of Oz, where the wizard lives and the scarecrow can dance and the road is made of yellow bricks and everything is emerald green? Well, you can't, because there is no land of Oz, there is no Tin Woodsman, and there is no Santa Claus. Maybe someday you can go to Detroit. Jennie Moench, everybody.
Okay, well, first off, I wanted to talk about the open mics. This is a Flint style open stage where we have musicians and poets and all artists of all, anybody who wants to perform. So that's a Flint style open stage. We usually always have a canvas. Some of ours do, some don't. But there's another one on the first Friday of every month too at Buckham Gallery. And so you can go to that if you want and see the gallery while you're there. And I know you'd like it. If you like this one, you'll like that one. And then this one is every third Wednesday. And I do think that maybe we are the only one with a canvas now that I think about it. Buckham used to have one, but I don't think they're going to do that anymore. Anyway, and then after every Wednesday, like starting around 10, there is a open mic at the Good Golden Leaf. And it's really more musicians. I have seen some people do spoken word a little bit there, but it's mostly musicians, and you can sign up. But they have a great band. I mean, it's like the oldest jazz place, the largest jazz club, or oldest jazz club in Flint.
And a survivor of the Fall Park neighborhood.
Yeah. I think, it's kind of weird where it's at. That's why it's got an odd kind of location. But anyway, it's worth it to go there. And on Wednesdays they have that night, and a lot of the artists go there, especially like we'll go there. I'm going to go there after the show today. But anyway, so I'm also writing a book, and it's called The Near Future, and it happens in the near future. But it is not dystopian. In my world, we actually save the planet, and this is what it looks like. And I wanted to kind of describe what I think it would look like, and of course it's going to be everybody's going to be closer to nature and more concerned about the environment, and there's going to be cultural changes as well as technical. So my theory is that you have to look at that good future so that when you get a clear picture of it, we just have to figure out how to get there. We've got to quit with this gloom and doom and everybody's going to die attitude, because we're actually causing it to happen. Yeah. So anyway, but in my stories, there's five short stories, and I also have audio video files of each of the stories so that you can listen to them as well. But then you have to buy the book. But anyway, but it's at lulu.com, and it's also at Amazon, and then I have copies of it. I thought that I would just read a little bit out of the this is the third story. It's called Unique Identifier. And what I do is I kind of like come down and visit different people in Flint in the future, so you kind of a variety of people, so you get to know different people. And this story is about I guess you'll find out here at the beginning. But this one has a lot of medical words and terms that I do not know how to pronounce, so I'm going to pretend that I do, and you're just going to pretend that I'm saying the words right, okay? Okay. Jason Jeffries worked at a lab that specialized in helping parents-to-be avoid passing down their genetic deficiencies and harmful genetic mutations to future generations. The soft-spoken black man regularly eliminated spinal muscular atrophy, that what used to be the second most common recessive disorder in humans that caused infant mortality. Nimke's disease, myotonic dystrophy, and a long list of genetic disorders. The company he worked for was helping to eradicate many genetic disorders that were preventing people from having healthy babies that in time produced more healthy babies. There was almost a godlike nobility to his work. He was able to stop the genetic curse in some family trees while aiding others by correcting their future child's abnormalities. Much of his work was automated, but there were still instances when he had to take a closer look into the regulatory sequences that act as a huge operating system for controlling the genome, or what used to be described as the junk DNA. This is the area that controls when and where proteins are produced. In nature, this area may stay unchanged and handed down from human to human for millions of years. But now, Jay had the technology to make modifications that would in turn be handed down for the next million years. Yes, now we have become most proficient at playing God. The laboratory where he worked collected samples from physicians' offices, then, for a fee, fixed the genetic abnormalities. It was a very lucrative business. He had worked himself into the position of head of his department, with several technicians under him. But today was destined to be life-altering day for the scientists, because today Jay found something new, something hidden. In fact, it was a message. A string of proteins whose only function appeared to be representational, like a number. Something he would soon find out was a unique identifier. That's it. Goes on, of course.
Excellent. We get another round of applause for that. All right. Well, we only have one more performer on the list today. And another segue. This is one of my personal favorite poets that I've actually met. I met him in a prison in Ohio, and he's currently doing time for burning down his apartment and shooting a shotgun at the moon. It was awesome. But anyway, he wrote a poem. His name's Andy Bowers, and he wrote this poem called Alone 2. I look up at the full moon. It's beautiful, empty, and I can't think of anything poetic to say.
Holy cow.
All right, and without further ado, Josh.
See if I can manage this. Alright. Well, first song's mine, second one is an Elliott Smith song, third one was written by a friend of mine in Florida. I guess that's it. Hold on, one more second. There we go.
Reaching out for
most, I'd say that's saying quite a lot. I can't help you when you're sad. That's a constant source of pain to me, because I want to really bad. Even when you make it seem like nothing, and it's starting to come to me now. I didn't know what about, I hadn't figured it out, but it's starting to come to me now. A little bit too late. If I mess one up, it's gonna be this one.
Feel free, take your time. Artistic license.
Just a second. Just everybody calm down. Your voice is cutting out the sound. It's silent. Now what are you gonna see? The day is yours when the night rolls through to take from you the light that you've made. Oh, when are you gonna say? Weapons do no good, but you are not defenseless. No, you don't have to run. I thought I told you that only a fool would exchange his only beating heart for a fight you'll never win. Gotta keep moving on. Right then wrong, I'm afraid your choice is coming from your mind, but it's blinded. Now when are you gonna see? The day is yours, and when the night rolls through to take from you the light that you've made. Oh, what are you gonna say? I thought I told you your weapons do no good, but you are not defenseless. No, you don't have to run. I told you. I thought I told you. I thought I told For a fight you'll never win. For a fight you'll never win. For a fight you make from within.
Thanks.
That's great.
Well, that was excellent. Happy to have seen that. Thank you, Josh. Yeah. Okay, so another quick one by Andrew Bowers. When you shoot a skunk, it pisses on itself so the predators won't eat it. When you shoot a human, it shits itself so nobody will fuck them. Coming up next is Kate.
Yay, Kate! Caitlin.
I'm gonna read some poetry.
Oh, you should probably shut that door again. It's kind of. Oh, great. Oh, good. We have more people that. Oh, hi. We got more people that are gonna sign up now. Great. You're gonna sign up, aren't you? Cool.
You all have to sign up? I'm like new here. Hi, I'm Robert.
Yeah, I know. But what do you do?
Sign up. I'm
What-
gonna do some poetry and
Oh, yeah. Sign up. Sign up.
we're stage reading my film here June the 15th.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah. Cool, thank you. I'm so excited.
I am pebble in rubble. I am molested and arrested. I am penniless and no one attested. I am you.
Wow.
That's it?
Shallow, cold, vain, drunk, slow, dim, unredeemable. Take your papers off my table. I've got my own resume to make. You want to keep talking? Quit spitting in my face, tasteless swine. Non-man has no spine. I'm the man this time. Gotta remember, I'm the man of these times. Some call me Hecate. That was my former. But when I walk through the gate, it will be on fire this time. I've got to remember you are a reflection in water. Nothing more, nothing blessed. I could gas you up, sure, but I need it, and you're wasted. Yeah, look at your face. Look in your own damn case. I've been everywhere. Check, please. Speed up this date. Next, please. Shit's rotted.
Are these things you wrote?
Yes. We are ill and tested, and nothing will lessen this. Not booze, not sex, not cruelty or relationships. Not anger, but maybe forgiveness in the right places.
Wow.
Sewage nightmare, a ship of depravity. No one gets out alive, not without mom. Mom is the devil to you, sick perverts. Hell hath no fury, earth has thy cry. Demonic male possession will now freeze dry.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you'd sing a song.
That was good. Like every word finds its place. So, we're gonna switch it up to some more music. And I believe next on the list is Ed. Thank you very much. I love it. People keep coming in. It's a slow drip, but people are coming out. This is great.
This happens a lot of times, is that people come later on.
This guy, I gotta tell you, he's a bagpiper in disguise. He was playing bagpipes at the Masonica.
Oh, you know how to play the bagpipes?
No,
Oh.
He does, though.
never admit that.
That's a useful talent, though.
Why don't you ever bring your bagpipes? Too much trouble.
Can you plug in or?
Super low. No. No plug. They're too low.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, send me a clip of you playing the bagpipes, and I'll cut it into the.
Oh,
I think
it's
that'd be fun.
yeah, it's super loud. It's super loud.
It is loud, there's no question.
It wouldn't. Not really.
Do you play them regularly, Lilo, at events?
I talk about it. Yeah, I'm in the Flint Scottish pipe band.
Well, you know what? Tell me next time you guys are going to have some kind of event or something, and then so that I can videotape it, and then I can put it on our channel, and it'd be fun.
There's the
They allow people to videotape them.
there's the St. Andrews Highland Games, which we do.
Well, make sure you send me some kind of a notice or whatever whenever you're doing that. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Oh no. That's no big deal. Yeah. thank you guys. This is a great thing to do. Still loving the, the open mic that you're doing is a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to Drop Fest.
Yeah, yeah,
So it should be awesome, right?
yeah. Oh yeah, usually we always have a little
Now
open
it's-
mic there, hopefully. I haven't talked to Jaren, but probably.
The weather's warm, you know.
I ever direct a movie, I know who's got the score. But, all right. God, this night just keeps getting better and better. You know, I was thinking about one of the other poets. I'm gonna spit one of my own real quick, just a short one I put to memory. Does it ever grow old? Orgasms every time you feel cold. If forever you want to hold what you yearn, then look for the truth while the fire burns. Yeah. Coming up next is Robert L.
Wow, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Robert L. Stamps. And I have a writer's name called Simon Alexander, and I tried to put all that on the piece of paper and it just kind of rolled all together. But June 15th, I'll be having a stage reading of my film Professor. And it's a film I wrote 26 years ago as a young writer and could never acquire the screenwriting skill. When a lot of places went around the world, come to Flint and enroll in the Mock Media Arts Department and get the free screenwriting skill finally. And it's 70 pages now, and I hope during the reading it grows for more. So I'm excited about the opportunity, and it'll be Saturday, June 15th from 11 to 2 right here in the anteroom. We're inviting people to come, have comments. You know, I've not seen that character before, or I've not seen that plot before, but have some input because I'm looking to really want to get it to grow. So I'm reaching out to the creative community and asking you guys to come be involved. Okay, so now the open mic poetry. I'm putting together a character called Avatar Rob, and we're posting some of this poetry to YouTube so I can have a YouTube presence. And it comes under certain categories, and this one here is called Healing. It's called Spend That Flower Money Now. We hoop and holler on that sad day when life is used up and that loved one passes away. Tissues all around, not a dry high here. Missed opportunities to bring that person near. Flowers on the casket, money spent that day. You know, I have a better idea for that day's pay. Go to the next one left in that line. Show them some love. Spend some quality time. Make them feel as special any way you can. A phone call, a text. You know, add that to your plan. Run an errand, find something to do. Show up with a smile, give them that too. So when life is gone, you can safely say they felt my love before they passed away. Hug them hard as the law will allow. Get your money's worth. Spend that flower money now. And the section selection comes under cultural. For the African American community. Quit paying life and let life pay you. We come with so many skills, black people, this is so true. Ain't never seen nobody in America create the things you do. Something from nothing, we do it all the time because they try to hold our available dime. The traffic light, the gas mask, these two great safety inventions, one black man's task. Garrett Morgan. So why stand in line? Be about your grind. Do something about it. Use that creative mind. If it makes money for everyone else, what's the holdup? Do it for yourself. If you do what you do, the way you do and you do it true, man, quit paying life and let life start paying you. And my final piece I'll do from memory. I was on my way to Howard University as a student of directing. I didn't graduate, spent 2.5 years there. I was in a play with Taraji P. Henson that we all know, Empire. I'm a pretty accomplished actor, but don't like some of the roles that I see, so I write my own and do my own stuff. But I was leaving, and my daughter was 9, she's 8 going to be 9 years old. So I said, okay, I'm going away to school. Wow. I'm leaving you. I said, but I'll make you a deal. If you do your grades, I don't care whatever goes on between me and you, we'll always be able to talk. But then when I got to school, her birthday came. She's born 2 weeks after me. She's 2 weeks late. She could have landed on the perfect day, but oh well. February 5th and February 19th, I'll take it. She's close enough. And so I wrote her a poem for her birthday. It's called To Provide You with a Home. Dear beautiful girl, Greatest love I've ever known. My only hope was to provide you with a home. You see, your room, my room before yours, so you would have to pass. So each time that you did, I can watch and laugh, a proud laugh. Beautiful baby girl, I hope my intentions are shown. My hope still is to provide you with a home. You see, my world becomes yours, hoping you complete life's task. So each time that you did, I could again enjoy that proud laugh. Beautiful baby girl, I hope my intentions are shown. My goal is always to provide you with a home. My name is Robert L. Stamps.
Thank you. What's that program? Are you
Excellent. Whew. I wish I could snap, but my hands are sweating too much for that. It's just, this is my first time hosting anything, so thank you for bearing with me.
Well done.
Appreciate it. We have one more name on our list, and I think it's very appropriate that we end the way we started. Flint's own historian, Gary Flinn, is going to finish what he started and send us off tonight.
Great.
Nice.
Somebody might walk through the door.
Thank you again, Matt. Okay, this is about first Flint's public TV station of blessed memory, and of Flint's now 4 days a week, formerly daily newspaper. Flint, Michigan was probably the last major American city not served by its own non-commercial public TV station. That was until the University of Michigan Flint launched WFUM-TV Channel 28 on August 23, 1980. Until then, Flint viewers with outdoor TV antennas were able to watch PBS programs from the Saginaw area from WUCM-TV Channel 19 from the campus of Delta College University Center, from Michigan State University, WKAR-TV Channel 23 from East Lansing, and from the WTBS Channel 56 from Detroit. Flint cable TV subscribers could pick up some of these channels. But the University of Michigan in 2009 decided to discontinue operations of WFUM-TV and sold the station to Central Michigan University, which operates WCMU-TV from Mount Pleasant for $1 million. WCMU took over operations of WFUM-TV the following year, simulcasting WCMU-TV signal and changing the Flint station's callers to WCMZ-TV. When the Federal Communications Commission mandated the conversion of TV stations to digital broadcasting, with the phasing out of analog TV broadcast in 2009, Delta College, which changed their TV station's callers to WDCQ, decided to consolidate its two TV transmitters, including the Bad Axe licensed station WCX, later WDCP, with its transmitter outside Ubley, to one digital transmitter located on Quantico Road north of Reese, with a strong signal reaching Flint. Calling itself QTV, they identified themselves as serving Bad Axe, Flint, and the Great Lakes Bay region. On February 8, 2017, CMU announced it would sell WCMZ-TV in the FCC Spectrum auction for $14,163,505, citing the easy availability of surrounding PBS member stations, which include WKAR-TV. WCMZ-TV went off the air permanently at 11:59 p.m. on April 23, 2018. Now to digress a little bit about TV, you know QTV, which is licensed to Bad Axe, also has 3 subchannels. Of course, 19.1 is the PBS station. 19.2 is their Worldview channel with TV programs and newscasts from around the world. And so it's amazing when you see the top of the hour station ID that says WDCQ TV 19.2 and Bad Axe. Can you imagine such worldly programming coming from Bad Axe? And now I'll conclude this. The Flint Journal was Flint's only daily newspaper until 2009, when it cut its staff and reduced publication to 3 times a week in 2009, later adding a 4th day in 2010. The paper is now produced on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. They also consolidated the printing plants of their co-owned newspapers to their Grand Rapids plant, selling as Flint Production and Distribution Center, which was renovated and became the new location of Flint Farmers Market. Readers were directed to turn to mlive.com to get caught up on news stories, but it sometimes took days for a story reported online to appear in print. This writer contributed monthly history pieces of the Flint Journal and its co-owned Your Magazine until the cutbacks, which included shutting down Your Magazine. The newspaper also moved from the historic office at the corner of 1st and Harrison Streets to a storefront on South Saginaw Street. The former office became the Michigan State University College of Human Medicine. And, well, that's it. Thank you again.
Well then, that is the end of the list. And though we have half an hour,
Oh, we do that?
well, do
What
we?
is it, 30? Okay, why don't you do one of your, you don't
Okay.
have it with, yeah, okay, cool.
I suppose I
I was kind of bragging about your poetry, and I
okay.
haven't heard you reading it.
I didn't even bring any of my books. All I've got is the same old stuff I've been
Sure.
spitting for years.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Matt D, and I'm an urban farmer, and I wrote this for the farmers. It's for a moment, let us think about the land and put into words the feelings we know but don't fully understand. What is truly valuable, not just in weight but in virtue. When you got an empty stomach, nobody has to tell you. Fill in the soil with ideas that try to make the mind grow, like a partially opened eye looking through a painted window. What we see isn't natural. Prescription direction, operated health care less. The nutrition sickness brought to you by gangsters planning outlaw ownerships of barbed wire democracy. Welcome one and all to the mental prison theocracy. Because the hand that feeds is wearing a badge and a glove. When politicians laugh, it's never about love. To them, we're like animals afraid before the slaughter. Everybody's a victim when we're all just following orders. So don't cry about injustice with a voice full of pain. Unoccupy your fear and send hope down the drain. Make a plan for yourself and grow and attack, because the earth won't be ours until we take the land back.
Yeah. Thank God.
I'm gonna try to do, I haven't done this one in a while. Open the doors and kick all the tires. This is the kind of darkness that doesn't run away from fires. Inside, outside, you say to yourself, I am mine, when deep down you know you're just part of a pacifist tide. In your own mind, you're making friends with every single waste of your time. It's not nature or nurture, it's being part of a lie. Crumpled up foreskin without any thought. At home with the cowardice you paid for and bought. A wasted life you're too afraid to measure. A list of accomplishments written down on toilet paper. Believe and react to everything you ever said but didn't do. At the end of the day, nobody made you a loser but you.
Whoa.
Woo! I've got three more. No, not three. No, I can't do that one. I could do the one I always do. It's kind of my signature piece, but it's kind of intense. I don't know if you want to go out on that note?
Do it.
Okay. Hey God! It's me again. If you're not afraid yet, then you just didn't get who it is that's gunning for you seriously. So take a look curiously and I'll give you a reminder. I'm a kid from Flint, Michigan, born to be a slider, a blending of worlds and phrases, dilapidated hope and prone to crazes. I lost both my parents to a mental illness spelled G-O-D. Symptoms are allowing fun and free will to R-I-P. Choices and meaning let go without a fight. When parents hate life, it's their kids who feel the strife. The church I was raised in, it was $1 million business of calculated cruelty, a callous cavalry of convoluted cowards, cosmetically critical and culturally contemptuous, contemplating authority that's nothing less than untestable, men without marriage forced to live without their testicles. When I was young, I said enough was enough and I put the Bible on the shelf, but not before those bastards taught me the art of hating myself. There's not a day that goes by that I don't feel that pain. You just can't go on living without the feeling of shame. God, you're nothing but a bad idea that needs to be tamed. I won't stand to see any more souls get tortured and maimed. All you really are is the power of words. So just speaking to you slides on the irony curve. We gave up all of our power for something not even real, just for that lethargic relief when we get down and kneel. And when the day ever comes when we fight to be free and not pure, I know you'll be dead because it means we found a cure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I got 2 more. I could try, but I'll fuck them up, so I'm not gonna do it. Thank you all so much for coming out. Oh, and also one thing. Okay. I'm sorry, Tom. Okay. Now there's a Creative Alliance meets every first Wednesday, 7 p.m. at Church Hills.
Yes.
We need ideas. We need fresh blood. We need help. Anybody. If you're an artist, throw down what you got. We'll find a way to use it if possible, you know. So please support Flint art, be active, you know. And that being said, okay, so Friday night there is a musical event here, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. At the exact same time across town, there's also a poetry slam, okay, and that's gonna be at Buckham Gallery, and if you can find a way to do both, do both. But there's going to be a lot of great entries and a lot of solid poetry. Just like tonight, or Friday night here, there's also going to be excellent music. Take your pick, take part.
What are the times? I mean, the thing
Yours
that's
starts
here.
at 7.
We're at 7, yeah.
And what time does yours start?
What do you think?
7.
All right.
Well, anyway.
I'm not trying to detract. They're
Yeah.
both great Flint events. Please just shoot.
Show up for one or the other.
Show up for one or the other. Support your local artists, please.
Or go to one and then go to the other, you can.
If you can do both.
If you can clone yourself.
So,
Does the
yeah.
poetry slam cost money?
Yes, it does. There is a cover charge and there is an entry fee. So this is what?
How much is it for the cover charge? How much for the entry?
It is, if you buy your ticket today, it's $10 to get in, just to be in, just to watch. And if you want to enter, it's $20. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Now, our thing is a cover of $10 on Friday. However, you can get an advance for $8 or 2 for 15.
Yep.
And I can give you one of those tonight.
Okay.
There you go. Take advantage of that discount. All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, and is Q hosting that?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
What name does he go by now?
It's been a while.
Okay. Quentin?
Yeah, Quentin. Yeah.
Ethereal?
Ethereal. Ethereal. I was there.
There's
Yeah.
a bunch. There's a few.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and don't miss this next month, same time, same bat channel.
Yeah, third Wednesday.
Third Wednesday of every month, be here, and then first Friday. There's also the free Buckham open mic there too. You know, and even then, if it's not the third Wednesday, if it's the third Wednesday, be here. But Tenacity just down the road also does a very interesting open mic on every Wednesday. But they should be competing with this because this is about 12 years old. It's a Flint staple, and screw them for stepping on that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the other nights it's actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
But,
and they have beer.
yeah, well, Flint has a brewery now. I mean, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. All right. Anyway, thank you all for coming out tonight. You're beautiful. Love you. You're awesome. And have the best night you can.
Thank you. And